What can they achieve this season, Liverpool? Let's discuss that. In the company of 2006 FA Cup winner, 2007 Champions League finalist Bolo Zenden. Bolo, good morning.
Good morning, Bolo.
Good morning, guys.
Bolo, I don't know if you've seen all Liverpool's games, but they're going nicely, handily placed as well, third behind Spurs and Man City. Can Liverpool mount a challenge, Bolo, or City just too good?
Well, to be honest, as you said, the way they've started is obviously a good one. We've seen where they came from last season. It's been a really tough one. They had a few changes of personnel, but I have to admit that Jurgen Klopp has got them ticking already soon in the season. And we know, of course, that it's still early, and we know when December comes, things can look totally different. But if you look at it now, I can guarantee you that Liverpool will be up for it. The thing that stands out for me as well is obviously the attitude. When you looked at the game when they played Newcastle away, which was really a tough one, even going one man down, and still managed to win the game. I think that gives a massive boost to the team, the players, the confidence. I mean, obviously, the message from Jurgen Klopp works better when you win games, isn't it?
Bolo, what do you think Jurgen Klopp will do with the Europa League? Because, Liverpool's so used to playing Champions League football. Players might be, disheartened by playing in the Europa League. Do you reckon he'll rest a few and maybe give like Curtis Jones, Elliott, more of a chance?
Of course, what they have is still some depth in the squad. So yes, you can imagine that he's going to change a few players. But I don't expect him to change a lot, because as a manager, what you want is to keep the momentum going. Of course, Europa League is no Champions League, but it's still a way to play European games, to have European experiences. I'm sure that the fans will love to see Liverpool do well in this competition. So I guess this competition gets more interesting the further you go into it. But I remember when I was assistant manager at Chelsea under Rafa Benitez, back in 2013 it was, I think. We end up winning the Europa League against Benfica in the final in Amsterdam. And it's still a trophy in the cabinet. And I'm sure that all these players want to win trophies. I'm sure the manager want to win a trophy. And it's still something also that of course it's still a long way, but it will set you up nicely for the season to come. From an experience as a player and maybe as a manager, you do want to play these kind of games. I think it's not nice to be playing on a Thursday night, just coming off 2 Champions League evenings. That's true if you're used to playing Champions League football. But on the other side, imagine not playing at all. It means that you have the whole week to work again for the weekend. As a player that is used to be playing every 3 days, it's not nice.
Now, I'm just looking at the list. Champions League games, really excited about it next week. Milan, Newcastle, Cracker, City at home, Bayern against Man United, Feyenoord, Celtic, Arsenal, PSV, but no Liverpool, eh? That must be heartbreaking for Liverpool fans. Champions League coming up and they're not in it.
Well, you just mentioned a few of the games that are coming up. Yeah, of course they will be slightly disappointed to see this competition without Liverpool, but it's the way it is. I mean, it's still something that you have to pay the price for. What happened last season, but as we just discussed before, they're looking quite solid at the minute. They're going forward again. They're scoring goals again. Mo Salah is on fire again. They have choices on the bench to make a few subs. So the back looks stronger with Big Ferg. So yeah, all in all, it's looking better for them. I'm sure the fans will feel that as well.
Of course. Bolo, what about Chelsea? I mean, since Todd Bowley's taken control of the club, the amount of players they've signed, the money they've spent, what's your feeling about it? Because me, as a neutral, I just see it as a bit of a mess. I mean, players in, players out. What formation are they playing? Who's going to play where? 4 games this season, 4 points. They need to be in the Champions League positions, don't they, this season?
The thing we talked about what happened last year at Liverpool just a minute ago. They stick with the manager. They went a slightly different route, changed a few players. Now Chelsea did it last year, where they spent I don't know, 600 mil on players, changed the whole squad, changed the manager. But all in all, last year they still finished 12th in the league, I believe. Now, this year, you would have expected them to do slightly different. But it seems like it's the same recipe as last season, where now you have a totally different setup of the squad. You have a different manager who probably, well, let's hope that he gets a chance to ride this bus in the new direction that they want to go. Is it going to happen? I'm not sure. But you have to give him that confidence or that trust that he's actually the one that's going to move them in a different direction. Now, as we said, they changed so many players. As you said, even maybe the system or the players that are on the pitch. It's, just before the break when they lost at home against Forest, of course, these things happen once in a while in a season. I know Chelsea had the better possession, but in the end, I believe Chelsea had 2 shots on target, Forest had 3, and they lost the game 1-0. It sort of sums up what happened in the first few months at the club, and it will be interesting anyway for all the teams that had the players being away on international duties, how they're going to kickstart the second part of this season after the break. How are the players coming back? Did they have a good confidence build up while they were away? I can imagine even some players would probably have been happy to be away and play for the national team to actually get some positive energy from it. From my point of view, as I see it now, Chelsea is still a bit in a negative flow where, as we just discussed, I think Liverpool is looking to get back up again. And it's a tough one to see, especially, it's not of course you don't want to talk all the time about the money.
No.
But the amount of money that has been spent, I mean, to be honest, you might expect, or you're entitled to expect something different.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.